away from page 4 and 5 of the Standard, Kenya seems to have a way that older people sit for examinations. And this year, we have a pastor who is among those who are sitting for KCPE. He's definitely not a very young man.
He's 52 years old.
He's 52 years old, and he's sitting for KCPE. And remember, I think Marage was his name, opened up the door for older people sitting for examinations. But there you go. We still have another story of one of those, which is an interesting thing to notice, that Kenyans are confident to sit for exams despite their age.
All right, and it's an interesting picture on page 14 of The Nation, and the cartoon there, of a picture of a candidate sitting ready to begin their papers. And it says best wishes to all KCPE candidates. But there seems to be behind them a dark cloud, seemingly, because, you know, this exam comes at a rather volatile time for the election. We've seen a lot of conflicts, or possibly conflicting dates between the election and this examination. But how is this likely to affect, really, the quality of these examinations in the wake of this political turmoil?
Certainly, you'll find that for those children who especially have been in those volatile areas, it has not been an easy time. With the running street battles, with some other areas were basically under siege. People have been hurt or killed or maimed or injured. So I think for those children who are in those very volatile regions, I think it has been a very traumatic time for them, especially for the candidates. And being that the government has really tried to emphasize the point that for the sake of the children, there ought to be a relatively conducive and calm environment for them to sit the exams, because that is the best interest of the child is really one of the foremost provisions in our laws, in the Children's Act, in the Constitution, because we owe them a good future, and we owe them the guardians and the support. So it's a very good thing that even the opposition NASA, they have suspended any mass action or any civil disobedience to dates after the exam. So I think that is a very good thing. It has been difficult, but all is not lost, I think. They're starting it out today, so I think we should all wish them all the best in the examinations.
And one story that maybe we should not miss out on, because history will judge our leaders very harshly, including ourselves, is possibly the ripple effect of what's happening now, especially in some areas. If you look at, for instance, Kisumu. Kisumu has had running battles for a while now, and that definitely has affected the children's education. We're not just talking about the recent past, but if you look at the whole, maybe the whole of this year, there's been quite a lot of, activity, politically speaking, in Kisumu area, and how that is going to affect the children moving forward, because it may affect their grades now, but also their future. And maybe that's a story that would follow up. And maybe we may not even know the impact right now, but possibly later on in life.
All right. And